I was getting paid 22 cents a mile. Yes, you heard that right, 22 cents a mile. What it is, what it does, what it is, what it was. It's your boy Lean Trucker, back with another. Thank you for tuning in for another one of my videos. I ask you if you enjoy these type of videos, subscribe, like, share, comment, help the channel grow. Appreciate you for giving me your time. You could have been anywhere else in the world. You could have been watching anything else. You chose to give me a chance. Appreciate you.
Why you sleeping on us? Why you sleeping on us? No cap, we gon' have to make them believe us. Yeah, wake up, yeah, wake up.
In today's video, I want to talk about local or over the road. Which one is best for you? This is a good one to me because this really comes down to what you're looking for, your personality, your past, yes, your history, financially also matters. It's a lot. So I just want to go and get into it. Let's talk about this. Okay, short background for me. This is why your past matters. So I got into trucking at 21 years old. You know, the earliest you can get in it. I actually didn't want to do it. It was either trucking or the Air Force. So trucking it was. So anyway, I went through trucking. Before I got into trucking, the best paying job I had was Walmart at $8.84 an hour. So I made no money. Fast forward, get out of truck driving school, still wasn't making any money by trucking standards. I was getting paid 22 cents a mile. Yes, you heard that right, 22 cents a mile. And when I got in training, I was bringing home maybe like, I think 500 or something. I was getting paid 100, something like that. Kind of forgot. My checks ended up being take home $600 and something a week, you know, after taxes, everything. But there was a lot of advantages to being over the road. And there's a lot of advantages to being at home. Now, so we're gonna get into one of the most important parts. Let's get to why my background mattered. I was bringing home $600 every 2 weeks. So when I started trucking, I was bringing $600 every week. In my mind, I was balling, right? I'm doing well. When I got local, my first local job, because I was trying to get off the road, I was bringing home $650 a week. That alone for me, again, this is the most money I ever made in my life. Now I'm home every night, every day, off on weekends. Now that's relevant because if I was the typical over the road guy, well, I don't know about typical, but getting paid more as I should have been, because as I got there on the road, I realized 22 cents was the lowest, like, period. 24 cents was the lowest, the next lowest. But so a lot of guys getting paid 30 cents at that time, a mile, whatever. Again, guys, this is back in 2004. So, you know, things may be different now, but the point I'm making is if you're an over the road guy, you're bringing home $1,200 a week, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 a week. And then you go to what I just said, $600, $50 a week. And that was real work, by the way. I was running up and down the ramp with a dolly, you know, delivering groceries to wing stops, you know, just a bunch of different restaurants, malls, schools. So that was some real work. It didn't bother me at the time because I was 22 years old. So, you know, just fine. The point is, taking over the road guy who made all this money, then say, hey, go get this dollar and do this, you gonna get that finger to you. So I'm kind of gonna be, just try to stay with me, kind of going back and forth between the two because there are, like I said, advantages to both and disadvantages to both. You actually do gotta make a sacrifice on both ends. So sticking with the money side, okay, with over the road, and let me clarify this real quick so we're on the same page because I recognize people have different thoughts of what they are. For me, local is essentially home every night. Over the road is essentially you out 3 weeks at a time or more. You know, not get into like the regional stuff, you know, home every weekend. We're gonna stick to that. So that's the premise. True over the road guys, men and women, can make and save a ton of money. Generally speaking, you will make more money over the road than you will local, but you also get to save more money because over the road, if you do it right, you don't really have nothing to do to spend your money on. At least when I was out there was nothing to spend my money on. What? I mean, I didn't want to buy any clothes, but I wear my wear it to, you know. Shoes, I really wasn't trying to buy anything. So from that standpoint, I was actually able to save. As opposed to when you're local, you're gonna have a mortgage or rent, something along those lines. If you're making more money, you're gonna kind of want a car. Not to mention you're making less in general, but you're gonna want a car. There's gonna be more gas. You got light bills, you know, just everything that comes with rent or renting or having a house. You're gonna have a whole lot more just natural bills that you don't have as an over-the-road guy. Another thing on that money side, why you can save more money, besides the fact you make more over the road, is because the social life of it. As a local guy, if you're into the social life, you want to go to bars, clubs, just eating out all the time, just different things like that. All that adds up, and it adds up fast. So you're making less money and you're spending more for the social life. Where you're over the road, you for the most part, you're not trying to go to clubs and bars and all that stuff. You out there to work, make money, do your thing. So those are good advantages to have. You know, obviously, if you think of long term, you want to set yourself up. We don't want to die in the truck. You know, I hope we don't want to die in the truck. So from a lifestyle perspective, this comes down to what do you enjoy? So if you know you enjoy those things I mentioned just a while ago, going out, all this other stuff, or more regular life, if you have kids, or you want to get into dating, or just any of those things, you know, be it your kids' practices, you know, anything that they have going on and you be able to attend, or just flat out spend time with them. Obviously, you got the advantage being local. So you're sacrificing money, but then you get that part of it, you know, where on the other side, you're sacrificing not being around your kids if you have them, or not being able to be active part of a social life, a dating scene, and whatever you're into, that you can do more at home. You're sacrificing that. So again, it's a tilt. A lot of stuff comes down to what's your personality, what type of lifestyle do you want to live. That's why only you can make this decision on which one is right for you. Okay, one thing I do want to say about the local scene that I want to just kill this perception is that you can't really work local without it having to be physically demanding. Because even when I was over the road, I was warned, hey man, when you do go local, man, they work too hard. You work too hard. Well, sure, if you're working for Benny Keith, McLean, those kind of, you know, the food service industry, U.S. Foods, where you're delivering food. I haven't worked one of those jobs since that first job I had. That was over 13 years ago. All my jobs since, I've been, it's only a couple, I've been hauling fuel, and now I'm doing flatbed. Neither one for me are that physically demanding. And so I want to dispel that. You can make money, and it don't have to necessarily be physically demanding. Another one is schedule. Now, if you work, so I'm a local guy, if you work one of those jobs, a company guy, yeah, they can kill you. You know, like they're gonna work you where you working 13, 14 hours a day. They like, come on, let's go. They don't care. They don't care about no issues. We need you here. They will work you hard. But again, get the right job, you don't have many of those issues. I didn't really have that issue as well, you know, as far as those kind of hours, but I've seen guys, you know, they try to go local, coming from over the road. Even if the money was similar, the work that they put them through, they was like, you know what, deuces, I'm out, back to the road. The OTR side, you get the benefit of kind of creating your own schedule. I know it's based on the load that you're running, and sometimes you got appointment times, but I'm saying depending on how much time you get, you can kind of determine what time you're gonna leave, as opposed to local. They're kind of telling you, you know, but in my case, I have my own authority. So I have a lot more leeway than a company guy. So I'm trying to balance this conversation with a company guy being a local company guy and having your own authority. They're on two different worlds. Like, I don't have anybody telling me what time I have to be there. I typically work 10 hours a day, Monday through Friday, off on weekends. That's completely different when I was a company guy. When I was a company guy, they gave me the schedule and they determined what time I was coming in. And a lot of times they made you kind of work 10 to 12 hours, and sometimes you went a little bit over. Right now, it's all my choice. A couple negatives on the local side. Dispatching. Again, if you were a company guy, dispatching. You're dealing with them a lot more than when I was over the road. Yeah, you had dispatches, but again, you're taking a load that you probably got 2 days on. So you don't really interact with them as much. You kind of do feel like you're independent. You local, you never feel independent as far as, working for that company, because they're constantly, you got favoritism. It's a lot of mess that goes on with that. Another one, traffic. You have to have the right mindset. Remember when I was driving over the road, I rarely saw traffic because I intentionally made sure when I was going through a major city that it would be overnight or late at night. So I had to deal with that. It's hard to escape that when you're local. A couple negatives on the over the road side regarding this stuff is the mechanics. You're more likely to get screwed over the road if you have issues with your truck that you can identify that you can't fix. You go into random mechanics for the most part, or you go into TAs, or you go into the dealership, as opposed to being local. You're able to establish relationships with mechanics. You have more options as well, to find different mechanics. So you don't have to just take the first price they give you. It's a lot more options. You don't have to go to the dealership. Matter of fact, I think since I've had my truck, I've been to the dealership once. So it's a lot better on that end. And lastly, with that part, towing. It's the same thing. Towing is typically gonna be a lot cheaper on the road a lot cheaper locally because you're not going that far. As opposed to over the road, you can get down and they still want the trailer, all that good stuff, the delivery. But yes, the towing will be a lot expensive on the over the road side compared to the local side. Which is better? Which is better for you? That's the most important part. Only you can determine that. All these things that I mentioned, those are the things that's going to determine which is best for you. Like over the road, you can get lonely. I mean, like literally, I'm not talking about having a significant other. I'm just saying that you just drive every day. You just roll. Just roll. Nobody, you're listening to the radio, podcast, watching videos, whatever you're doing on the phone, but you can still get lonely. But there are a lot of people that love it. It can work, just certain situations. Like I said, you can save a lot of money. It comes down to your personality, lifestyle, and your goals at that point in time in your life. That determines which route you want to go and which one's best for you. There's no right and wrong. There are some guys out there that are super truckers. They love it. They love the road. They come home for a few days and they're like, gotta get out of here. Okay, it's good seeing y'all. Hey, everybody, love you. Let's go. And you got others who, I remember when I went home one time when I was over the road, but again, I had 2 little ones. I was like, I don't want to go. I was opposite. Like, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave. And the kids are crying and all that stuff. So yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for, what you want, why you got into trucking. All that stuff matters. So you decide what's best for you. Comment down below which one is best for you and why. I'm sure I missed some things, which is fine. Let's have this discussion. I mean, this stuff is just, for some reason, it really interests me. I like the discussion. Keep it in mind. Stay on the grind, one day at a time. Salute.